Welcome into Habs Breakfast here on the morning show. Shaun Campbell and Shaun Starr. And it's really an open-ended question.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't want to think that way. I'm not trying to make it in a negative context. A lot of time when you ask a question, first thoughts go to a negative thought. But I do use the word growing pains. Mm-hmm. But almost every rookie that comes into the National Hockey League, there's some sort of growing. And it's done at different levels, different stages. We can even look at the season of Lane Hutson last year, in which he was deemed the best rookie in the entire league by winning the Calder. There were times where there was growing pains. There was times you were mentioning the evaluation of Lane Hutson in his own zone and what's happening. There were times where he didn't have the right partner, and they were trying to figure out who's going to go where.
Yeah.
The beginning of the season, not playing on the first unit of the power, it didn't take him long to get there. So there's it's not even growing pains. It was almost like stepping stones.
Yeah.
So I could say it in the positive sense. What kind of stepping stones will there be for Ivan Demidov? And do you expect Ivan Demidov to have the standard growing pains that a rookie has?
Here's what I think I know about how it's going to go down for Demidov and a first full season in the National Hockey League. And I'm going to remind people, if you need to be reminded of it, he didn't really have a summer last year. He was dealing with injuries. He was in their midget league and then gets promoted back up to the bigger league. So, he was bouncing around back and forth dealing with, I think he had an ankle problem. And so he didn't get the full complement of training that otherwise he would have received. Take us to present day. That's exactly what he's doing. We just talked about it at 7 o'clock. He was out there with with 200 kids at a day camp in Pierrefonds skating. He's always skating. 2 weeks ago, he was out there working in tandem with Patrick Laine. Nice give and goes, nice goals, nice release, all that other stuff, right? So he's checking a lot of boxes that I think are going to allow him to have the best chance of not having kind of a rookie slump, having welcome to the NHL, young man.
Yeah.
It's very different over here, right? So what I think I know going into this is the Montreal Canadiens know exactly the type of player that they have. And I don't believe that this regime is the same as previous regimes. I think you saw it with Uri Slafkovsky, you saw it with Lane Hutson, and you saw it with Ivan Demidov, where they put John Sedgwick on a plane bound for Mother Russia, go be this guy's, and bring him back over here, and that's what happened. And I think Martin St. Louis knows he has a very skilled player and a nice, fun toy to play with. Now, I'm not saying, they throw caution to the wind and he bumps Slafkovsky off the top line and it's the Demidov-Suzuki-Caulfield show from here until game number 82. I do believe he's going to get every opportunity to hit the ice flying Brian, put up points. And I dare say, if Demidov gets high 50s, low 60s as a point threshold, so anywhere between 53 and 62 points, I think that will be a very successful rookie campaign for this young man who's still a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here thinking, I don't think he's getting 30 goals and 35 assists. You know what I mean? I think he can get into that 50-plus point threshold in a full season.
See, you say that, and this is the unfair expectations that land on someone like Demidov.
Yeah.
You say 60 points, which for a teenage rookie in the National Hockey League.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Please, let's go look at some of the greatest in the game today. Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah. Lane Hutson just put up 72, right?
Yeah.
Right? Six goals, 66 assists. From a defenseman. Who doesn't have a shot.
Yeah. And
Demidov is a high-end, skilled player. But again, a teenager who's not filled out yet. And he's also wants to model himself after Nikita Kucherov.
Yeah. So there's something there where you say that number and I'm like right away, I'm like, oh, I think there could be more. Like right away. So
like right away as in starting in April.
Yeah.
Starting in October.
In October, you say 50 points and I would accept it and I agree, like that's a great number. But right away, my mindset, which is so unfair to him, which I believe many fans, I'm like, I think he could get 70 to 80 as a rookie.
Wow.
Oh, it's unfair. I get it. So but that's not the question I'm asking. Is not the expectations. It's the growing pains.
Yeah.
There are a certain amount of rookies. There's so few special rookies.
Yes.
I have a feeling that he's special. I don't know if you do as well.
I do, yes.
And by special rookies, because I mention this a lot, I've watched a lot of hockey. I understand how the NHL works. Every year, that January to February, and there's the Olympic break, which I think will benefit Demidov.
Yeah.
Rookies hit walls.
Yeah.
Rookies
always
hit walls.
Yes.
But the special ones hit a wall for 3 games.
Yeah.
The regular rookie will hit a wall for a month.
Yes.
And the grind of the NHL gets to them. The 82-game schedule, they're coming from college where they played 30, or they're coming from the CHL where they played, 70, but 82 with that travel, it almost hits every single rookie. I think he's special.
Yes.
You have the Olympic break in which he will not be participating in. So my growing pains, I think those growing pains are going to be the month of February when the Canadiens are off, which is why I say I don't think there will be growing pains. I think that my expectations are probably unfair.
Well, they're going to be playing a lot of hockey in a tight little window. Like you talk about the wall, that wall may come earlier than we're used to seeing it. And I think about Macklin Celebrini, right? The rival to Lane Hudson for the Calder, the superstar in waiting in San Jose. He had a 25-38 for 63 points. He had 25 goals, 38 assists, and missed a dozen games. So the math is simple. Like you prorate the 63 and 70, and it spits out 74 points in 82 games. That's the prorated healthy season for Macklin Celebrini.
As an 18-year-old.
As an 18-year-old playing on a team without the talent that the Montreal Canadiens have. San Jose, last season, does not have the man-for-man talent that the Canadiens already have.
Why do you think I said what I said? When you said 50, I think there's more. And is it unfair to compare Demidov to Celebrini?
Yes.
Is it unfair or fair? But I think Demidov will be dropped onto a possible number 1 power play unit, maybe number 2, but even a number 2 unit that's going to have
a number 1 feel to it. It should.
Look,
yes.
One power play is going to have Hudson, one power play is going to have Dobson, unless they go with both on the same unit. And if they go with both on the same unit, the other unit that Demidov might be on or not might be on is going to have a Laine or a Caulfield and probably a Suzuki twice over. I'm just saying power play numbers should help Demidov get to that extra level.
They should, right? But 5-on-5 is where you make your money. 5-on-5 is where I think you get yourself in the right view of your manager and ultimately of your head coach. And to me, that's where if I'm going to debate with you, that's where the massive question mark comes from. Like, are you telling me that in your belief, like I have him in that 53 to 62 point window. I think if Demidov falls between 53 and 62 points, successful season, right?
Probably wins a Calder.
But is he I don't know enough about this young man's game to sit here in this chair and talk into this microphone and tell you that without the 2C, he is good enough to be a line-driving winger, that he's going to be that guy.
Adaptable, able to play with anybody.
Maybe he will. Yeah. Maybe he will. But today, I'm not here to put that pressure. I'm not here to even have that expectation. And that's why I think I'm more conservative in my leanings towards who he might be in his first full rookie season, because they're still experimenting. They don't have an answer. You know, we can talk and debate about who the 2C should be. Should they make a move? It's funny to me that we've seen a boatload of footage. Comfortable. Canadians are making mini movies on their YouTube channel about last season, right? And tons of Instagram stuff out there between players in Brossard doing their thing. Nothing on Kirby Dach. I'm not here to be the conspiracy theorist, but I'm interested in that. Why? Because part of my brain goes that if Kirby Dach was going well and was strong on his feet, showing like really high tempo practice habits, let me ask you this. What's your educated guess? in the best case scenario, Kirby Dach will look strong, wide on his feet.
Yeah.
High tempo, high energy practices. Apparently he's out there with Caden Gooley. Do you think that if those things were happening, we'd see a 30-second snippet on Instagram? Do you think that? What's your educated guess?
If it was happening in Montreal, yes.
If it was happening in Montreal, I agree. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So it's a lot to put on this young man to suggest for a second if Kirby Dach doesn't go, then they're going to try who? Alex Newhook? Is that the 2C? Like, what are they going to do with that role?
That. Yeah,
totally. And to me, it's a very important factor if we're going to sit here and debate Ivan Demidov's first full rookie season. You know, are you going to ask him to carry the water on line number 2? It's a lot.
Which is a little unfair. So I guess the follow-up here for, the growing pains. What kind of growing pains could there be? I mentioned one.
Yes.
With the length of the season, but I think having the Olympics lands perfect to help him out.
It's a long break.
What about, we had the snippet of what we saw in the playoffs, a snippet, and a snippet of the regular season.
Yep.
And then every single highlight.
Yep.
A NHL season. Could one of the growing pains be adapting to the physicality of the NHL? Because if you remember what he said in the playoffs, he goes, I've never seen that many hits. I've never seen physical play like this in a hockey game when he was playing the Washington Capitals in the playoffs. He said that.
100%.
Is that going to be one of the growing pains?
Well, for sure. It's going to be a growing pain. If this young man starts putting up points in the regular season and looks to be a legitimate threat that rounds out the Canadiens' top 6, he's going to be targeted like he's never been targeted before by people who are extremely big, extremely violent, and don't want to see this young man embarrass them because he dipsy doodles through his legs and goes 5-hole on their goaltender. Like, they want to remove that possibility from the table altogether. So, yeah, he'll be targeted like he's never been targeted before. And then especially if he's going to have a role. And that's why I think out of the chute, in my mind, the conservative path is probably the right path in terms of managing his minutes, not giving him 19 to 21 a night, maybe that 13 to 14 minutes a night, and see how he adapts to that. And then you grow as he hopefully grows. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm about. I don't think the Canadiens should be daring with players that they should be, yes, let's just get super hyper aggressive, sink or swim, trial by fire, whatever other cliche you want to put on that. So that's why I think I'm at where I'm at. The hole at 2C, the physicality of this league. If he plays a prominent role, he'll be targeted that much more. And then what happens? Like, when your brain goes, your body goes, because you're going to be tired, mentally tired, and that's when the no-look passes up the middle of the ice that spring the other team on a 2-on-1, big mistakes, bad decisions. Like, you got to make sure, they have to make sure that his brain, he's rested and as sharp as he possibly can be.
And just from the outside looking in, I believe he has a strong mental game, whereas that worry of that growing pains of the mental fatigue, I don't know if it'll hit him like it hits other rookies. We'll see. But I have this belief, listening to him speak, the way that he is attacked and come to North America, I think that there's this level of, physically, yes, but mentally he is very prepared for what's about to come.
Well, do you think he's played enough NHL hockey that he's really prepared? Like, does he know what's coming?
But he did get
playoffs. He saw the playoffs. He saw 5 games in the playoffs.
5 games in the playoffs, I believe, is like those 5 games against the Capitals and waking up and dealing with that. That's almost like
I don't disagree.
40 NHL games in the regular season of experience. Mm-hmm. So I think, like, if he played those last 2 games and they didn't make the playoffs, that's different. But those 5 games in the playoffs, I think it got him ready for what's about to come, and I'm excited.
Wouldn't you love to know what was going through his mind when Tom Wilson and Josh Anderson spilled over the boards in Montreal and the fans blew the roof off the Bell Center? Like, what he's watching that and he's thinking, where am I? What's happening here? This league is nuts.
Mic'd up moment.
Yeah, mic'd up. Yeah.
Mic'd up moment would be great. What do you think? What kind of growing pains could there be for Ivan Demidov? Send them our way at 1169. It's the morning show. Shaun Campbell, Shaun Starr.